weekend, it's National Record Store Day, and you can celebrate all over, but especially in Northside.
Yeah, for more than 2 decades, Shakin' Records has been spinning the latest releases and vintage treasures as well. We went to their storefront in Northside to see how they're keeping the tradition alive. Here's part of my conversation with co-owner Darren Blaze.
Okay, so the record biz, all we seem to hear anymore is that it's coming back, it's different. But, you know, for the cool kids, did it ever go away?
It went away for some kids, but not all the kids.
Yeah.
You know, there was definitely, because there was for a 20-year period, it was really hard to, they just weren't making vinyl on, it was coming out on CDs. And so now that some of that stuff has changed, we're starting to see more and more young people, getting back into the records and all that kind of stuff. And it's super awesome to see the parent and the kid buying them. You know what I mean?
Are they in different sections?
And they're in different sections, exactly. So that's, it's awesome to see. It's, because before it was just like the indie rock kid that was buying vinyl, or the old jazz head or something like that, or the punk rock guy or the DJ and stuff like that. One of the things that I like is downstairs there's just a whole section of like 99-cent and $2 records, and kids use it as almost like a Spotify.
That's cool.
I see it as
that's cool.
It's that's like it's wrecking their algorithm on their phone, because it's just this stuff that's just, we keep it in order, but it's not feeding you. You're just picking it up and saying, man, this looks really cool.
That looks cool.
Yeah, and then they check it out. So that's awesome, instead of something that's feeding some unknown quantity that's telling
decides
you
what you like.
To tell you to listen to this thing next. So
would you ever have imagined when you started this whole venture that you would have artists producing stuff the way they are, particularly on vinyl? The kinds of artists that are producing those kinds of things.
Yes and no. I mean, it's kind of what the market demands, and the market demands LPs now. So,
right.
But also, to be completely fair, we sell a ton of CDs still. We sell a ton of CDs, and one of our biggest up markets right now in used CDs are high school kids, because 8 years ago or 10 years ago, all these high school kids were buying used cassettes because they inherited their parents' 86 Corolla. Now they've inherited their 96 parents' used Corolla, and they're buying CDs.
For somebody who's never been in a place like this before, or specifically in this place, what do you say? Why come here? Why come down to Shakin'?
Because this is like what it's all about. It's not about just click and ship. You know what I mean? And the whole idea is, it's the same reason that I love shopping in record stores. You're looking for something that you didn't know. When you're shopping this way and you're bringing music into your life this way, there's this slow digestive period where you develop more of an appreciation instead of click, 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 click. When you take your time and shop in that manner, I think it just becomes more of a lifelong thing, And there's people that I see. I mean, I've been doing this for 35 years, 36 years now. And I see some of the same people every single week, like at the same time. This is what they do.
It's just what they do. And I love talking to Darren, first of all.
He's awesome.
Because he's so passionate about what he does. And I think one of my favorite things that he said, this is wrecking the algorithm.
Yes.
I sort of, just the very idea of that, and you do, when you go to a record store, at least for me, maybe there are a couple specific things you're looking for, but when you saw my fingers kind of digging through the comedy section, that was real. I was just looking to see what was in there, just to see if anything would sort of catch my eye. Do you know what I mean? And there's something cool about that.
Right, and don't let the algorithm dictate to you what you think you might want to hear. Go out and experience it for yourself and find it for yourself. And the fact, it was so interesting what he said about the vehicles when kids were inheriting.
The CDs. Yeah.
There was a CD boom, or a cassette boom, because when kids were inheriting the 80s vehicles, and now there's a CD boom because they're inheriting those vehicles that had the CD players.
I never would have thought of it from that perspective, which was really, really cool.
Sure, you can stop watching, but let's be honest, you want to know more. Tap the links, or even better, click subscribe to stay in the know.